Hi Virgo, it's Meg with Padmes, and I am going to be doing your energy check for September, your Tarotscope for September. Sorry, it's taken me a while to get back into the swing of things. There were 8 cell towers installed on the roof of my office building, and I had to kind of figure out what was going to happen there because I couldn't do energy work and readings in that environment, much less be safe, right? So anyway, here I am. I'm back, and I'll be back more regularly now that I'm here. So we are looking at your energy in present time for September. We're going to do the old wise tree spread, and this is for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, and any other prominent placements in your chart. For Virgo, calling in our angels and guides of the highest vibrations of love and light, calling in our ancestors. So we don't want to talk to anyone else. And we are asking to receive messages for your highest and your greatest good, your most benevolent outcomes. Thank you. Okay, here we go, Virgo. What is going on with you, Virgo? Okay, so Virgo, first of all, the thing that I'm loving to see here is you coming from this place of you being centered in your power. Here you are being a manifester, an Empress Infinite. Really using that magnetizing energy, connecting with the astrals, connecting with source, bringing it down in through your personality self. I love that. This is a place where you're coming from, and then this is what's going on around you. So the heart of the situation is talking about, I kind of feel like not compromising. You're talking about not compromising or no longer wanting to compromise, no longer being really, I'm hearing the word defeatist, which is kind of interesting because that's not really what I was going to say, but also like no longer being defensive. So really that's talking about not being victimized or being a victim anymore, going back and forth with that. It's like, no, I'm focusing on not really having to stand up or be defensive, defend myself. I almost get high priestess energy here, even though she's not here, but it's like I'm really observing, I'm watching, and it's almost like I'm watching because I know something is about to happen in my favor, and I'm just watching for this to roll out. I'm just watching for it and holding this space, this really intense space of magnetism for yourself, abundance in yourself, worthiness. Okay, I like that. Happening now and into the near future, here you are doing all sorts of self-validation. You don't need anyone else to do this for you, and you already know this here, and you're continuing that. We're going to do some clarification here in a minute. Actually, this is the one that's coming forward for that. And we'll look at some energy you don't see coming too. So let's see. So really doing this self-validation, really recognizing your your strength and your power. Okay, so the next thing that I'm noticing is the big picture. The big picture is talking about it's like kind of like not giving way to the man, not following the rules, making your own rules, not giving into societal norms, making your own way, making your own path, connecting to source in your own way, connecting to your higher self in your own way. This is also like how you are connecting to your higher self is doing it differently than what society tells you to do or has shown in the past. Your advice is talking about checking into energy that you understood when you were a child. This is also talking about inner child work of some kind, but it more so it's like she's tapping into child energy. That she's always pregnant, right? The Empress is infinitely abundant, always with child. It's almost like tapping into that type of abundance, and tapping into that type of abundance with the innocence of a child as well. Like there's no room for, this is all self-validation. There's no room for self-doubt. And it's kind of like you give yourself a pass. You could think about how you self-doubt, or you could just say, you know what, whatever. I'm just going to believe that this is going to happen. I'm just going to step into this stream of consciousness and flow with it. I'm going to get in the canoe and flow down this abundance river. That's what it feels like. Okay, this is interesting too. Your higher self and your angels and guides, your higher self is like, I'm not counting on anyone else right now. I'm really counting on myself and that little bird that is my guide right here to do this, whatever it is that I need in order to feel all of my resources around me, in order to feel like I don't need anyone else's help. I have what I need and I worked for it myself. I deserve this, right? I deserve it because I am, right? Okay, so release the idea that you're focusing on one thing. Let me ask about that. Perhaps this is releasing the idea that you're focusing on someone else. So here's someone who is not in control of their emotions. They might really revert back to a childlike place where they throw emotional tantrums. And this is also someone I see this card a lot of times as the Fisher King. And the Fisher King is actually emasculated. Okay. And they don't like that. And when they feel that way, they get really defensive. So this is like, this needs to be released. Focusing on this type of energy or this person with this type of energy, let it out of your field. And you're like, I have resistance to this complete illumination. What is that about? So, okay, I get it. There's some bitterness. There's some, this needs to be brought full circle, and it's a painful past cycle. And probably because of this person and having to focus on someone's energy like this, for whatever reason, it's almost like it's like you want to get someone out of your life, but they're connected to you through all sorts of different circles or groups or people, and it's someone you have to deal with forever, even though you don't want to. Kind of like, that's, you know what I mean? It's not like you can just walk away. So, oh, this illumination, I want to know more about it, but I have resistance to this. I also feel like you're saying I have resistance to this healing, and really what I want to do is just walk away from it. Yeah, I just want to get out of here. I just want to go. I just want to move forward and move on. Let me look at this Empress. Okay, this Empress is talking about working really hard, possibly with a Capricorn, but working really hard on recognizing toxicity. Interesting, because this is coming in for a clarifier of your energy, and your trajectory is the Devil reversed. So this Empress is like, I have worked through a lot of toxicity. I see exactly where it is and what it is in my life. And my trajectory is really being able to release it. I am aware of it in order to release it. Or that's what you're working on, because here's the World card reversed. And it's like, I have some unfinished business around this. I have some bitterness. Okay. And here's also, I have a big change that's coming, and I have time to plan for this change. What do you need in order to plan for this change? Check it out. Here's the Six of Cups down here. It's like I need to click in with something that I've understood and known as a child, seeing this with innocence. It's like I need to see this with innocence and also release nostalgia at the same time. Ugh, that seems confusing, but I understand what this is. So I need to see this. I need to come at this with innocence. I need to get neutral and release my feelings of like anger and bitterness. And that's when it can actually release from the past. It's like, this is all about healing. It's almost like going backwards in time. If you're looking at a linear timeline, it's going back and healing the past so that it can release and dislodge in the future. And this is about you planning for it. Maybe it's something you've done, maybe it's something you're not complete doing. I also see this as, instead of linear time, it's circular time. And so it's sending like healing energy or Reiki energy forwards and backwards in time. This is you planning for that passage, planning for that ending. Oof. It does seem like a doozy. It's definitely doing it your way, healing your way rather than someone else's. Let's take a look at this Hierophant reverse, this big picture. Yeah, and here's that inner child again. So there's this inner child of the person over here who's, acting like a grown person, or they're a grown person acting like a child. But then here's the inner child. I feel like more so this is you. And you're like, okay, whatever this person's acting like, I really have to make sure that my inner child is the one who's safe, solid, secure, you know? And I'm hearing somebody say fancy. My inner child needs to be fancy. That's cute. And I like it. Mine does too. So let's take a look at this advice. And okay, so here's the deal. First of all, this is self-sabotage. So it's like, recognize where you are self-sabotaging. And if you are holding on to bitterness, you're holding on to toxicity that this person has that you're trying to release, and it's just magnetizing it. So keep that in mind. Don't be scared, just release it, let it go, and don't worry about it. But this is also talking about this inner child touching in with that childlike innocence, despite the fact that there has been negligence, despite the fact that there has been betrayal. So it's really a practice in getting neutral and having self-love to the point where you're not holding on to this toxic energy. It's really, really putting yourself first. Let me just ask this question. What is it that you need to do in order to dislodge this toxicity? And this is about not building a bridge to it, which to me, this means somehow not building a bridge to this person. If their energy is in your space, most likely your energy is in their space too. Do separations, pull your energy back, release their energy down your grounding cord, all of that stuff. Let's take a look at this doing things in a very independent way, giving yourself the credit you deserve. It doesn't matter if no one else is. You're doing it yourself. You've got these Three of Cups and the Three of Pentacles reversed. This is what you have to do for yourself. Your higher self is even saying, I don't need anybody else to do this for me. This work is my own. Check that out, the Two of Cups. This work is my own. This is my masculine and feminine that I have to heal. How do you heal this? This is about protection. This is about not opening your identity space up to everyone. This is about really holding on to your resources and deciding how you want to delegate them. This is definitely by not giving anybody else control or power over your resources. So this is stuff that you have to do on your own. Let's take a look at your angels and guides and what they want to tell you. They're like, do this in your own way. Again, with the Hierophant reversed. And this is whatever is going on right now. This is a gift from the universe. And you can tell the universe yes or no by accepting something or not accepting something. And the universe gives you what you say yes to, right? So let's look at this center of attention here, the heart of the situation. This is about not bringing the past forward with you into the future and really releasing anxiety around this. Let's look at past, present, future. We've kind of looked at the future here. Past, cutting something off that no longer serves you, also clearing the way so that this doesn't happen to other people. Here's the Emperor. This is you calling the shots, having complete control over your empire. And you're doing that by cutting things out that don't support that. This is in the past. It's like something that you've already done. You're laying the way. You're paving the way. You're paving your I'm I'm hearing pavilion. You're paving your pavilion, but paving your path. You're lighting your path up. Wheel of Fortune and the Knight of Wands. So it's like I'm having these dips of really great um wealth, great luck. It's like all of a sudden something is wonderful and then it goes out, but then it comes back in and then it goes out. It's like it's almost like you keep stepping stones, you keep jumping onto the next stone, jumping onto the next stone of wealth and abundance. The only thing that's holding you back, it seems like, Virgo, is like old thought patterns, not seeing things in a new way. You really are on your way to victory. Thinking that you are still in this battlefield, this Empress sees herself in victory. That's the only way she sees herself. Even though she's acknowledging, I've had to deal with some toxic stuff, but instead of matching the toxicity energy, I am seeing myself in victory. This is almost like I'm trying to get out of those old ways of thinking, and I'm focused on seeing myself in victory. Wow, check it out. That is such an amazing energetic card. This is about winning. This is about energetically having this passionate new beginning. I love this. I love this. This is like universal rays all over your situation. Let's take a look at energy you don't see coming, Virgo. Let's see. Ooh, what do you not see coming this month? What is going on, Virgo? Energy to prepare for, energy you don't see coming. We've got pathway. I love this. This is about the long game, long-term transition. What you do now affects what is to come. Toil and labor, whatever it is that you're working really hard on right now. Here's a mature woman. Again, interesting. There's the message here is talking about long-term, long haul, being mature. This is about a timeline. This is about a space of time. Like there's a long time where there's hard work involved. Main female. This feels like a lot of feminine energy too. Again, with this, like this could be patriarchal energy, but it's your energy that you're like pulling in as the emperor. It's like being your own parent, being your own father, being your own patriarch. So I feel like this is feminine energy that's affecting you, or it is your energy. But talk about this balance of masculine and feminine. If you are a masculine energy, you're having to pull in feminine energy and internalize things, be that high priestess energy that came up earlier that still hasn't shown up. But also, if you are feminine energy, it's pulling in masculine energy in order to do what it is that you need to do. And that is that balance. It's internal balance of those two energies. False person. I feel like somebody has had to deal with someone for a long time. And I also feel like this illumination is going to happen. There's going to be some key to the puzzle. There's going to be some illumination that happens. And it's like a long time coming, is what it seems like. I also feel like there's something going on with literally like 3 women in this energy. I feel like there are 3 women who are very significantly affected by this long-term struggle somehow. Okay, And I want to look at your moonology, Virgo. What is going on here? What are your angels and guides want to tell you? Look at the bigger picture. I feel like that's what this is. It's like, hang in there. This is the long game. Look at the bigger picture. Your commitment is being tested. Are you really worth it? Your commitment is being tested. Wow. You know, I don't really feel like the universe tests us exactly. I feel like the universe works with you to learn your soul lessons. And it really feels like this soul lesson is all about trusting yourself and recognizing your worth. So your commitment is being tested. That means that somehow a layer of your higher self is testing your commitment. It's not the universe. The universe is working with you and for you to help you. So this is about you hanging in there. The long game. Confidence is your key to success. All right. I feel it. I feel that. All right, Leo. Oh my gosh, you might be dealing with a Leo, or I just saw this big lion, but also this is Leo energy for me too. So, Virgo. This is a lot of fiery energy for you too, Virgo. So that's what I have for you. I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to be back sooner rather than later, and I'll see you in your next reading. Bye, Virgo.